Boom, we just started recording. Like I said, this next speaker is someone who genuinely cares about you and your situation, genuinely cares about you and your business, genuinely cares about the legacy that you leave behind when it's all said and done. Now, this is going to be a very, very special type of training. Like I said before, a training done in a way I've never seen, right? It's going to be done in a way I personally never seen this, right? I personally never seen this done before. But without further ado, let me actually go ahead and make you host so you can just take it away. And I'm going to actually be playing a little bit of music for this specific training. It's going to be crazy. Hold on one second. Boom, there we go. All right, there we go.
What's good? What's good? What's good? Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. This is my brother right here. 4 years we've been doing this. For you watching on Instagram Live, we about to make it happen. We about to teach. We got the Nipsey blue on because this is something that Nipsey really preached, and it's somebody who really drove the message home that people like us got to start following. You know, we listen to the personal developments, and sometimes, you know, it's difficult to relate because we're like, yo, they didn't come from where I come from. Like, I like this guy, Jim Rohn, but Jim Rohn didn't grow up where I grew up. And I understand, I love Jim Rohn myself, but I understand there's some people that when you listen to the information that comes from these people, you relate to it more. You relate to the information more when it comes from people just like you. So we're going to make this work. This is my brother. We've been doing this, like he said, 4 years. Sunday is my 4th year doing this with this man. On Halloween, what you think I'm gonna dress up as? Myself. You know where I'm going? Barnes and Nobles, the one he's talking about. I'm gonna sit there. I'm gonna have my pen and pad. I'm gonna write my goals down. I'm gonna say everything that I have been grateful for the past 4 years. Everything we've been through, every journey, every downfall, everything we've been through. I'm gonna write it down on Halloween day. If you guys know where the Barnes and Noble is at, meet me there because we're going to be there. I'm going to be there a couple hours. I remember we used to meet up at 12. So I'm going to make sure I'm there at 12 making this thing happen. And then Tuesday, I'm going to be with him. So literally Sunday, I'm going to be in the Barnes & Noble. Then Tuesday, we flying out to Houston to be with my brother. And we're going to game plan the next 4 years. You know, we're going to, right up. We graduated already in this networking thing of ours. You know, we hit the 4-year mark. Now we're going to plan the next 4 years. So I'm very excited for this call right here. I'm very excited. It says that I can't share my screen. Why is that? If you're staying tuned on the live, let's go. Let's run it. Oh, I could just send it to you if you want. Real quick. Okay, perfect. Let's make it happen. Let's make it happen, guys. For those watching on live, I will also be changing the picture so you can see exactly what's going on. So we can do this vice versa. For those on the Zoom, you know we are mobile, so you're not going to be able to see me, but you're going to be able to hear me, which is more important. So, Ty, I don't know if you play music, would they be able to hear it? If you want to join the live as well.
They'll be able to hear it, but I won't be able to share it from my computer. I'll do it from my phone.
Okay, no problem. Whatever works best. You know, we're going to be on live, so I'm pretty sure that it's going to, oh no, this might echo through the sound. Yeah. So in between the music, I'll play it here, don't matter. In between the music, what does this mean? We want you guys to really understand that the lyrics of the songs that you are listening to are preaching, are saying the same things the personal development people are saying. They're saying the same things you hear on stage. They're saying the same things in a different way that could be more relatable to you. Because sometimes we listen to music and we just worried about a beat. We listen to music and we just worried about how it sounds. We don't actually listen to the music. That's why this training is called In Between the Music, because it's the meaning behind these words. Remember, words are power. Words are powerful, and words can make or destroy a situation. So if you understand the words that these guys are looking to get out to you, then you will be able to take this thing to the next level. So let's start with the first one. Let's start with the first one right here. Of course, we have to start with Drake because everybody listens to Drake, right? Drake is the biggest artist in the world right now. Drake is making it happen at such an extreme level that we had to start it with Drizzy. You probably guys can't hear this. It's probably low. Can you hear the screen or no? We can fix this right now. Now, it's too low. You wouldn't be able to hear the screen. But I really want you guys to think about this lyric right here. I am not Esco, but it was written. What does that mean? Well, he means that I'm not like Nas. Nas is who they consider Esco, Pablo Escobar, Nas Escobar. I am not Esco, but it was written. What was written? That he was going to be successful. So he believed before the success. He was faithful to his craft before it was being able to make it happen. The same thing with you. If you want to become a chairman, if you want to become a successful crypto trader, educator, whatever it is that you want to become, you have to know that it was written. It was written for you. It is said that those goals and visions you have in your head were only for you. Think about this. We don't all have the same goals for a reason. Those goals in your head, those goals in your mind, those goals in your heart are for you. I am not Esco, but it was written. It was what was written. Those goals that you think about, those things that make you stay up late at night, those things that you look forward to doing. You're like, you know what? When I get to this place, I'm going to be able to do this. And then he says, I knew when they didn't. People will doubt you. People will think that you can't make it happen. People would denounce your success because they can't see what you can see. That's what he says. I knew when they didn't. So he knew this was going to happen. It was already written. It was already here. It was already something that was going to happen. It was already something that was going to be made possible and made available. I knew when they didn't. What does that mean? That he already knows this was going to happen. He already knows that his future was written. So what didn't he have? Doubt. So what he had? A lot of faith. He had a lot of faith because he knew it was written. It was already mentally in him. I knew when they didn't. So that's what you got to do. If you want to be successful on what you're doing right now, you have to know when they didn't. Sometimes you speak to your people and you say, look, I'm investing in this cryptocurrency, and what they tell you, man, that thing don't work. Your business never going to take off. You're never going to be able to make it happen. The vision was sent to you. You have to know when they didn't. Because when I started 4 years ago with my brother Ty on this journey, I told my professor in college, I'm going to invest in Bitcoin. And he told me that Bitcoin is a scam. My professor in college, the person who's supposed to be teaching me, and matter of fact, this was economics. So this guy is supposed to be teaching me about economics. And he told me Bitcoin is a scam. I don't want to make any income claims here, but because of Bitcoin was the reason why I was able to leave my job and start this journey. So I had to know when they didn't. When we got started in this platform, there wasn't a lot of chairmans. There wasn't chairmans in New York City. So we had to know when they didn't. This concept can apply to everything. This is not just for business. This is for your entire life. You have to know before they do, because they was not planted the vision or the goal or the desire that you was planted. That's why it's for you to make happen. You have to understand that this is your path. Yes, this is Drake. This is one of your favorite rappers. You listen to him all the time. You bump his music. But look how deep he's telling you this. He knew when they didn't. Then look at the next line. I've been had the visions of the life I'm living since I was Jimmy. I've been had the visions. Where are the visions? In the mind. The mind is the only place where you can be in the future, in the past, and in the present simultaneously. So as he was Jimmy, he had visions that he will be Drake. He had visions that he'll be successful. He had visions he'll be worth 100 million plus. He had visions of platinum albums. He had visions of this big house that he lives in. He has visions that he will be one of the best to ever do it. But when did he have these visions? Since he was Jimmy. He had these visions since he was making $50,000 a year. That's why I wanted to play the songs, but you know, we're having a little issue right here playing the song at the same time because we on two different connections right now. But he literally said, I remember Louis B, what happened. I used to make 50,000 after giving my mom money, my money would disappear. Think about that. After giving his mom money, his money would disappear. When he was Jimmy, the 50,000 would disappear because he got to pay taxes, because he got to pay certain things. So literally helping his mama out, which is what all of us want, to help our parents, to help our moms, to help our fathers, to help those who are the parent figure for us, his money would disappear. So that means when he was in his low, he still had the visions of the life that he's living today. What does that tell you? That what you want has to be started today. The hardest concept for us to understand is that you got to build it first in your mind, and then you have to live it. There's a great quote that says, you cannot trace your steps walking forward. You can only trace your steps looking backwards. How do you know how to reach the corner? By getting to the corner first. And like I said earlier, where is the place where you can be in the future and the present at the same time? In your mind. So he had the vision. Think about this. He had the vision. Where's the vision? In his mind. So the concept is, I already know I'm going to be Drake. I already know I'm going to be great. I already know this is going to happen. So I'm not going to stop till it happens. A lot of us do things when it feels good. No. You have to do it till it happens. I set out to be a Hall of Famer in network marketing. Am I a Hall of Famer right now? No. But when I started, I was already speaking that. I haven't made it happen. So guess what I got to do? Continue to work to make it happen. And that's why the next line says, all I had to do was just go and get it. So literally, okay, I knew it was written, so I already know this is supposed to happen. I knew when they didn't, so I had such a high belief level that this was going to happen regardless. I don't care what nobody tells me. And then I've been had these visions of the life I'm living since I was Jimmy. So since I was making 50,000 a year, he already knew he was going to be worth 100 M's. He already knew he was going to drive the Rolls Royce and the Ferraris and this and that and this and that. So he already knew. And all he had to do was just go and get it. And that's the scariest part for people like us. We work, but we're always scared of what if this work doesn't work. I know I'm talking to somebody right now. What if I work so hard every single day and still not accomplish nothing? That's why you haven't gave this your all. That's why you haven't gave this your all, because you're still thinking from a place of scarcity. You're not owning your kingdom. You're not saying, I will be the best. I will be on top. I will be the millionaire. I will be the six-figure earner. You're not saying that because you're still afraid that you might work for something and nothing comes out of it. My brother Lou talks about this. He said, if you were going to be a millionaire for sure, guaranteed 4 years from now, would you work from it? You will. If you knew for a guaranteed fact in 4 years from today, you will be worth $1 million, you will work with your head down and you will never look up. But the only difference is that you don't understand about that because it's not guaranteed. You could work the 4 years and still not be nothing. That's the fear right there. That's the disconnect. But one of your favorite rappers is letting you know about this. And I see my brother Miles on the chat on Instagram Live. He added another quote. He said, I touched down in 86. New York was the man by the age of 6. So he already knew, he always knew inside, I will be successful. I just don't know how. Let's stop letting the how stop us. Let's quit thinking if I don't know how to do something, then I shouldn't do it. Let's have a vision in our mind that burns so bright every single day. You follow it no matter what. No matter what. I got an example. It's going to be funny to a couple of you guys, but it ain't funny to me. I waited 10 years to have these pair of sneakers, and you can't see it on the Zoom, so I'm going to show you at the end. But if you're on Instagram Live, I waited 10 years to have these sneakers. And I'm like, yo, one day, some way, somehow, this will be on my feet. This. And then you say, oh, that's materialistic. No, but it's what I wanted. And if it could work for that, it could work for anything. If I could get a pair of sneakers by really believing that I would have it one day, imagine what that could do for something else. So let's get off Drake. I appreciate you guys. I'm going to request you, Ty, on the live. So that was Drake. We're not done yet. We're just getting started. Let's go follow up. Let's follow up. Oh, my brother, what's going on? How you doing? I see you. We outside and inside at the same time. So let's get off Drake. We're going to go to Drake again. Let's go, because I know everybody listens to Drizzy. Let's make it happen. Lemon Pepper Freestyle. I know all of you guys love this song. He went crazy. Drake went crazy on this Lemon Pepper Freestyle. Look what he says here. Used to say I had it before I got it. Used to say I had it before I got it. David Monique teaches us that one of the keys to building a belief system is to speak it. Drake right here, multi-platinum selling rapper, best in the world, used to say I had it before I got it. They're saying the same things. It must not be a coincidence. When you want something, you have to speak about it, even if you don't have it. The people who look crazy, be the ones crazy enough to change the world. The ones that sound crazy, the ones that sound so convinced are the ones who end up making it happen. Used to say I had it before I got it. Now I got it all. So everything he spoke that he would get, he actually has. And being honest, I don't want to even talk about it. And if I didn't have it, wouldn't want to talk about it. So what that means is I don't even want to talk about it because he knew this was coming. And if he didn't have it, he wouldn't even be sad about it because he always knew it was coming. Oh my God, am I talking to somebody right now? The lyrics are so crazy that I literally had to listen to this all day today to make sure I was not crazy. Listen, I'm gonna go back. Used to say I had it before I got it. So he's speaking it into existence. He's believing, he's doing his thing. I used to say I got it before I got it. So that means I'm going to get it. And he says, and being honest, I don't really want to talk about it. He don't want to speak about it. He's going to say why. And if I didn't have it, I wouldn't want to sulk about it. Sulk means like be depressed, be down, be disappointed in yourself. So even if he didn't have it, he wouldn't want to sulk about it. And he says, I had it so long, I don't even celebrate it. Where do you think so long means? You think so long is in the physical world? No, so long is because he been knew this was his. He been knew this was his since Jimmy, since the Grassy, since probably before that. He has had it so long, I don't even celebrate it. Obviously, he's just doing a play on words because he definitely does celebrate it. But he understood it's been his this whole time. And then he says, negative thoughts don't even enter my inner matrix. What does that mean? He can't even think negative at this point. Because he understands that what he believed, he was actually able to make it happen. What he actually believes in, he was able to make it happen. And then he says, imagine me still rapping about if I never made it. It wouldn't make sense because he always knew he was going to make it happen. Two different songs, he's giving you the same message. The only difference is he can't speak about it how I'm speaking about it because it won't sell records if he does it that way. He can't be too specific. He got to just sprinkle it in there. Whoever caught it, that's good. Whoever didn't, that's good too. He has to drop some sauce on you, some value on you, but he can't give you the whole message because that doesn't sell when it comes to music. Used to say I got it. I had it before I got it. How many of you are scared today of speaking what you want? How many of you are afraid to say, you know what, my crypto portfolio is going to do 10x this year before 2022? How many of you are scared to say, you know what, I'm going to lose 20 pounds before 2022? Or I'm going to lose 20 pounds in the next 30 days because you're afraid of what somebody might say about it. You're afraid of what somebody might think about it. Because a lot of people live in the prisons of other people's thoughts. You care so much about what somebody else thinks that you're not willing to do what you got to do to make it happen, which is crazy to me. But it's the reality we live in. So many people are afraid to say they're going to be successful because they think it sounds like they're bragging. You should brag about wanting to be great, especially if you was born with nothing. People should look at you and be like, you know what? I like that Maker of Taste guy. That guy, I saw him when he was standing on the corner, and look where he's at right now. And if you mad at me for that, then that's your problem. That's a personal issue. But I would always speak it. I've spoken this my whole entire life. I'm just so happy and grateful that God was able to put me in this position. But I always knew that this will be it. I prayed, I asked, I thought, I spoke about it, and then it came. Because when me and Ty was in Barnes and Nobles, it was actually before we signed up to this company. And me and him was on the same frequency that we will learn Forex, we will learn networking, and we will learn the cryptocurrency market. So we were already speaking about it prior to. Only the people that actually were there can really tell you that these things were really true and were really happening in real time. So we're going to go next. So we did Drake. Multi-platinum selling artist, biggest in the world, worth all the money in the world, and a bag of chips, always #1 in every chart. But trust me, he always believed that this was gonna happen. Now the next one is special to me. Not saying Drake ain't special, but you know, I got my Crenshaw hat on. R.I.P. to the legend Nipsey Hussle. The day I found out this man passed away, I was sick. I never met him. But I'm like, man, I wish this guy would have mentored me. I wish I would have got at least 1 hour to sit down with this guy and just pick his brain and see what's up with him. You know why? Because you have to listen to two types of people. You got to listen to people who come from where you come from and have what you want. Sometimes we only listening to one of those. I'm going to repeat that again. You got to listen to people who come from where you come from and have what you want. So some people have what you want, but they don't come from where you come from. And there's some people that come from where you come from, but they don't have what you want. And it's not you being egotistical or thinking you're better than anybody. It's just when you're on a path to success, you got to follow success itself. You can't get sidetracked. Oh, this person told me this. Oh, this person told me this. Imagine I would have listened to my professor when he said, don't buy Bitcoin. I can't even imagine what my life will be today. I'll probably be miserable. I wouldn't even be on this call right now. I wouldn't be on this live. I would have been getting ready to work at Citibank tomorrow. But because I believed it and I listened to people who had what I want and came from where I came from, I was able to see something and make it happen. So this song by Nipsey Hussle goes so crazy. And when he says it so nonchalant that you might miss it. You might miss it. So let me read it to you. It says, out the gate, lost count many days in the studio we slave, but the shit we gotta save. What is he talking about? Many days in the studio we slave. You have to be a slave to your craft for it to become something. If you're cultivating, if you're planting trees or an acorn tree, a bamboo tree, it's not gonna happen overnight. If you're planting an acorn tree and think you're going to wake up tomorrow to an oak tree, you in the wrong planet. Because the timing here does not work like that. You got to cultivate. That's what he says. Out the gate, when he started, lost count. Many days in the studio we slaved. So he was working on his craft every single day. Working on the craft every single day. Staring in the space that you fishing for a phrase. So he's speaking necessarily about him rapping. So he's staring. Look, imagine him looking up like, damn, bro, I need a bar right now. I need something. I need to find something right now to make this happen. Isn't that you? Don't you be sometimes really trying to make this happen, really working for it? You're just looking up at the sky like, God, send me the right person. God, send me the right crypto. God, send me the right information so that I can make this happen. We all been there. We're probably still there right now. And then he says uninspired, and your mind still it's all a paper chase. Uninspired. So sometimes you lack inspiration. You're like, damn, I'm working so hard. I'm not giving up, but nothing is happening. Nothing is happening. But then it's still a paper chase. You're like, I gotta get money because I gotta pay bills, or I gotta help my parents, or I gotta do this, or I gotta pay my car, or whatever it is. But it's a paper chase. You still gotta run to it. So you're uninspired in your mind, and you're tired, and you don't know what to do. But it's still a paper chase. So you gotta get up and you gotta do it. And then he says, first you over dedicate. I don't want nobody to miss this. First you over dedicate, which means you have to give it your all. Then you notice that you're great. So first you have to over dedicate. People want greatness without the work. People want to have the title without the dedication. They can't exist like that. They can't exist like that. You have to first over dedicate, which means you got to put in the reps, the time, the hour, the everything you have to do, lose sleep, lose eating, whatever it is that you got to do, you got to find a way to do it. And then, that's what I said, then, which means later on in time, you notice that you're great. And then he says, and you've been the whole time, then it slap you in the face. So you've been great. You just didn't notice because you wasn't understanding that greatness was already in you. First you over dedicate, then you notice that you're great and you've been the whole time, then it slap you in your face, then you stack it in your safe, got it cracking. It was fake. Now you the definition of laughing to the bank. That's so fire. So first you over dedicate, but then you notice that you're great. And then you notice you've been great the whole journey. You've been great since you started doing it. And then you got it cracking. Then you stack it in your safe. So you make a lot of money, got it cracking. So that means you open the safe, you open the floodgates to the money. But then he said it was fate, which means he already knew this was always going to be. Because remember, he said he always been great. So a lot of you watching this right now, you're already great. But maybe you lack the faith in yourself and you lack the faith in what you do. Or you're not over dedicating. You're not taking the time to actually dedicate the craft. It says that it takes 10,000 hours to be a master. You join this opportunity, you swear to I don't know who that you're going to be a master in a day or two. If it takes 10,000 hours to master something, how can you master in a week? How can you be so great in a month? How can you be so great in 1 year? A quote that I learned that changed my life was, we overestimate what we can do in 1 year, but we underestimate what we can do in 3. Let me repeat that again. So we overestimate, we think that we're going to do so much in 1 year, but we underestimate what we can do in 3. Maybe it's not going to take you a year. Maybe it's going to take you 1.5 years. But will you stop chasing that dream? Will you stop chasing that path? Will you stop chasing what you're chasing just because it didn't happen immediately? Sometimes we got to change our own expectations of things. And we just got to do what we got to do and let what we want appear. Instead of always giving it a time frame and then being frustrated when it doesn't happen in that time. I'm sorry. You can't control when it happens. You can't control when it happens. So let's go to the next. Again, we rocking with Young Nipsey the Great. This is in the same song. So Nipsey's so great that he has two different things like this in the same song. Two different powerful statements in the same song. This man is on another level. But this one is really gonna hit to the people who really grind on this call. He says, pressure on your shoulder. How you gonna deal with it? Put it in the chat right now. What's something that's pressuring you right now? Be vulnerable on this chat. Even though I can see it through Ty's screen. What is, and if you on IG Live, what is pressuring you right now to be successful? Let's keep it real here. What right now is a pressure on your shoulder? You're like, yo, I need to make this happen, man. There's people depending on this right now. I could say mine. My father, back is not good. My mom, health is horrible. I have a time clock right now. I got pressure on my shoulders. I got a time clock and I need to make it happen before I'm successful with no parents. What's the point of having all this money if I can't give the people who sacrificed everything for me, if I can't even give them the life that they deserve? So I got a pressure on my shoulders. I don't know what yours is, but I have a pressure on my shoulder. I need to make it work. And not only do I need to make it work, I need to help you make it work. That actually weighs on my conscience more than anything else. I need to help my people make it work. So that's why he asks, pressure on your shoulder. How you gonna deal with it? He's literally challenging you. So how you gonna deal with it? Okay, you gotta do this, you gotta do that. How you gonna deal with it? And then he says, say it's uncomfortable when you transition. Say it's all uncomfortable when you transition. That's the realest thing I've ever heard. Growth is uncomfortable. When I went from that 9 to 5 to the entrepreneur life, it was uncomfortable. When I had to read those books, it was uncomfortable. When you went from that one job to that other job, it was uncomfortable. When you moved from one city to another city, it was uncomfortable. You can't be comfortable and growing at the same time. Growth is uncomfortable. So he says it all uncomfortable when you transition. So when you transition from the old you to this new you, it's going to be uncomfortable. The transition from the old you to the new you is going to be uncomfortable. And then he says, when you start killing shit, and they all witness it, money faster than you can spend it, open more businesses with you and your people. So the uncomfortable transition, he says that it's beautiful when you get rich in it. So if you put all of these things together, both Nipsey and both Drake, and you mix them into one, what I'm listening is work till you make it happen, but believe that you're going to make it happen, and believe when nobody believes in you, and believe when nobody believes in what you believe in. I hope somebody's catching this, because at least if I can help one person, like I'm very happy about this. If at least one person is catching this message, and one person could go out there tomorrow and become a better person, I'm lit. Like, that's all I want. But it's all beautiful when you get rich in it. So you got to get rich in it then. It has to make sense. Don't join something, deal with the pain, and then quit. Growth is uncomfortable when you're transitioning. He already told us, so we already know. Expect growth to be uncomfortable. But it's all beautiful when you get rich in it. I know my brothers, they're on this call. We got Ness on this call. So we got Manny on this call. We got people who made uncomfortable transitions. My brother Champ's on this call. They made uncomfortable transitions, but it became beautiful when they got rich in it. When they started living the houses and the cars and the traveling and the having their wives good, and their wives with expensive rings, and the family and the kids. It was beautiful then, but it was uncomfortable in the transition. Understand that if you're on this call, you're going to go through an uncomfortable phase till you get it. And what is it? Whatever you just set out to get. Because it's different for all of us. Whatever you just set out to get, will be uncomfortable till you get it. And it's not based on how long it takes, it's that you do it. And he says, when you start killing it, and they all witness it, so the same people that didn't believe in you, now they're the witness. Now they believed in you. Now they be like, yo, I always knew you was gonna make it. Yeah, you was lit from all. Yeah, that thing that you started. Yeah, well, I always believe. Psych. But they gonna tell you that when you make it. And then he says, money roll faster than people could spend this. I personally, I'm blessed to know people that can't spend their money. They have to really try to make it happen. They have to really try to spend it. And then it says, open more businesses with you and your people. My brother Ty here on the live and on the call. When I get to Houston, we're going to map out our next 4 years. Okay, we did 4. What's our next 4 going to look like? Because when you make it happen, you are so joyful. You want to spread it. You want to spread the love and the wealth and everything you have gotten because you come from nothing. So you're happy to just make it and then show somebody how to make it as well. So we're gonna go to the last one, and I had to leave the best for last. Everybody thought I was gonna be Jay-Z all over this, but Jay-Z is a little bit more on the bragging side. Yeah, he got a lot of great points, but he don't break them down like this. Let's see. Everybody knows this song. Even if you don't know who this is, you know this. It was all a dream. Who's gonna sing it with me? It was all a dream. I used to read Word Up magazine, Salt and Pepper and Heavy D up in the limousine, hanging pictures on my wall. I think y'all let that go over your heads. Even I did this whole time. I've been listening to the song 20 years and I still didn't catch it. It was all a dream. What was the dream? It was all a dream, a dream. So what was the dream? That he will become who he thought he will become. It was all a dream. He used to dream about being Biggie Smalls or the Notorious B.I.G. and sell platinum records. He used to dream about that. I used to read up Word Up magazines. I used to read Word Up magazine, Salt and Pepper and Heavy D up in the limousine, hanging pictures on my wall. We talk about vision boards and all of that. Isn't that what he's talking about? I used to read Word Up magazine. So he's on the magazine. He's like, oh, wow, look at Salt and Pepper, Heavy D up in the limousine. And then he hanging pictures on his wall. What pictures is he hanging on his wall? Salt and Pepper and Heavy D in the limousine and everything else he wanted that was in Word Up magazine. So whatever Word Up magazine had that he wanted, he was hanging the pictures on his wall. He didn't have the internet back then, so he had to find another way to see something that he wanted. This is how you create a belief system. By having it in front of you. You say it, you listen to it, you see it, you taste it, and you hold it. So literally all of these lyrics, we could keep going forever through music. We could keep going through, we're just not trying to make it this too long. But all of these artists are telling you the same thing. They believed it from the beginning, before it exists. You're not going to believe it more when you get to the place that you think you should be at. If you want to be chairman, you're not going to believe chairman more when you're a chairman. If you want to be a successful trader, you're not going to believe it more when you become a successful trader. And then we could scale it to a different level. If you want to become a great parent, if you want to become a great teacher, if you want to become a person of value, you're not going to believe it more when you do it. You have to believe it more now so that you can create the path that would lead you to those things that you're looking for. Because we think that we're going to believe it more as we get closer. No, you got to believe it more now. Because that's why they're not giving money to everybody. That's why they're not giving success to everybody. Because everybody is not willing to learn how to do these things. They're not willing to believe now. They're not willing to do it now. They're not willing to have the visions of the life that they're living or going to live since they was Jimmy. They're not willing to think about it from the beginning. Sometimes we're so afraid of what other people think that we negate ourselves the opportunity to be great. Think about sometimes people that you listen to are literally like scared to speak about what they do, or they're scared to say, you know, I'm going to be great, or I'm gonna be the first millionaire in my family, or I'm gonna be the first six-figure earner, I'm gonna do this, or I'm gonna do that. People are afraid of that. Why? Because they're stuck in somebody else's opinion. They're stuck in somebody else's opinion. Once you break out that shell and you understand that this is for you to make happen, because the dream was given to you, you were blessed with the idea and the desire that you were going to do it, and you did it. Because I always ask my brother Lou, did you believe you will be this person one day? He told me, yes, I always thought I would be this. Some way, somehow, I don't know if I was going to be this. I'm not even going to repeat what he told me, because he mentioned other categories. That's not what he does today. But he said I was going to be no matter what. When I speak to Ness, when I speak to Manny, when I speak to even Ty himself, even me, we always believed that this would be this. And we're just getting started. I asked Jason, I asked Matt. They told me the same thing. I did believe it from the beginning, from when it didn't really make sense. I still believed it. I still believed that I was going to make it happen some way, somehow. So, familia, I hope that you guys got some value from this. I appreciate everybody getting here. Thank you for allowing me to give you some amazing knowledge from a different twist. You know, sometimes we got to switch it up, because sometimes we listen to these people talk on these calls and we can't really relate to them because they don't come from where we come from. They haven't struggled how we struggled. But this is from your favorite artists. This is the people you listen to on the everyday basis. You just don't listen to them. You've been kind of listening. No, I want you to listen. Now, when you listen to music, I want you to really listen to the messages. Like, I really, really want you to listen to the messages, because these people are speaking to you. I was going to add Jay-Z too. Jay-Z said, we going to reach a Billy first. I told my wife the spiritual thing really works. We going to reach a Billy first. I told my wife the spiritual thing really works. He said that in 2017. He didn't become a billionaire in 2017. He's been talking about that since Magna Carta, Holy Grail. He's been talking about that. He said, if I'm going to make it to $1 billion, I can't take the same route. Is that true? Yes. If I'm going to make it to $1 billion, I can't take the same route. What route or route did he take? Ace of Spades, Tidal, Duce. Like, literally, these guys are laying blueprints for you to follow, and you listen to them every single day, and you're still letting it go over your head. Guys, get prepared to what's coming. You saw Facebook, what they just did. They're about to turn the universe that we live in into a metaverse. And if you don't know what that means, go watch The Matrix, because that's exactly what he's talking about. So God bless you guys. Take care of yourself. Educate yourself every single day. Go to bed 1% wiser, because the compound effect of this will change your life forever. God bless. I'll see you guys.